It's time to continue Steven Universe Blind Commentaries. So we are at the finale of Season 3. It's gonna be interesting to see, since a lot of things have happened and a lot of plot twists have been thrown at us, and it'll be interesting to see what will be the actual conclusion now. Or if there's even going to be a conclusion, since I don't exactly remember how immediately Season 4 continued. Like, I don't think there was such a huge time gap between the end of this season and the start of the next one, so... but what do I know? That's unimportant. Let's see how the season ends. I'm actually pretty excited. Let's just go. Well, that's like... Okay, so it's a good point that they did come... Yeah, I know, immediately pausing like after less than 15 seconds. But it's a good point that they did come back, because, you know, it was only they were minutely misled for a moment. But yeah, why are they back? It also... Water prisons... She can create water prisms. That's an excruciatingly horrible way to kill a living organism, but since, you know, rocks, they don't breathe. That's actually a pretty cool thing, that they weren't drowning or anything, since they don't need to breathe, and that just gives confirmation that they don't even need to do that. I wasn't exactly sure about that. It's a minute detail, but it's a show about details.
Hey, I'm Steven. What's guys? Yeah! Hey!
But
I'm right here.
That's an unexpectedly clever little trick there, I must say.
Wait a minute.
Also, I must say, it's like, since it's been or Amethyst has had the, I suppose you could call it, a little complex about Jasper being so much stronger and bigger and better in every way, kinda, in a way. It's actually a pretty cool little twist that she actually took on the role of Jasper here. It's clever.
You look different than I gotta hold this all the way to the moon?
I mean... weren't we shown that base earlier, so... Oh well, whatever.
This ain't no pleasure cruise.
It's bigger on the inside, huh?
Yeah! Face.
Okay, now, that's the one thing I'm a little bit surprised. Why is there an atmosphere there? Why do they have oxygen? Like, Steven can still apparently breathe. Why? Why? Like, that is a minor plot point, because if they don't need to breathe, why would they put equipment there so that they can? Like, I doubt there's any negative side effects to them not being not breathing. That's an unanswered question.
Around. I was there. I saw it with my own eyes.
I was there when the capital fell. I was there when the worms brewed up. Yes. I must say I do like it using that eye as a flashlight. That's a neat little detail. It's pretty cool.
I watched.
That's rather unexpected. But she did turn down Bismuth's that gem breaker thing, so that's an interesting mystery. Yeah. See, that's a disadvantage to there being an actual atmosphere, or not an atmosphere, but air inside that base. Like, why would they have that? That's like a huge hazard for them. Like, why? Although I suppose now they can be rather cruel and just trap the enemies outside there, but still. That's rather dangerous, all things although Steven's bubble could hold some air within it, but that's gonna just run out of air immediately. This is good, two-parter. Immediately continuing forward with that. Also, couldn't Amethyst have, like, snatched him up with the whip? Just saying that could have been a possibility there. No, he was able to put the bubble.
No hope of ever returning!
It also... How exactly are you talking? How exactly are they communicating? Like, I can understand why Steven would be able to talk to them, but the vice versa couldn't work. Unless, like, maybe if they push their mouth just up against the bubble, but that's still unlikely.
Okay, so maybe that was my fault.
Also, I think I just refuted my own point about why there should be an atmosphere that actually makes it possible to talk.
I'm sorry.
1,000 years of fighting!
It actually... Just now thinking about it, why aren't they being drawn to Earth, back to Earth? Because, like, its gravitational pull should be strong enough to slowly but surely drive them towards it. Although that could take quite a long while.
Oh, for nothing to believe anything, don't you? Fool me once, shame on me.
It just is bothering me how they are still conversing. They should not be able to talk in outer space. That's just... Okay, that is now really annoying me. Really, far too much. God damn.
Times, already fool.
You get somewhere safe.
Those are surprisingly slow asteroids.
Wow.
Think I'm losing my luster.
That is not exactly how... Why they...
One!
Oh,
That is not how physics work, but okay.
we made it.
Also, they left the spaceship. They left the spaceship back in there. Couldn't Pearl, like, make... I think Pearl could probably navigate with that. Or they can just go and get... I don't know. Why am I forgetting Dorito's name? Shit. Rather terrifying. That is... Oh, okay, that's not the end. So yeah, they did have the spaceship there, so there was never really any doubt whether they would be able to get him back or not. They were rather fortunate that physics don't apply and they were able to actually have some air still in that bubble. But it was such a small bubble, it was more like it's kind of hard to believe that he was able to survive in that. Even if it wasn't a long while. Alrighty. Okay, that's adequate, if a bit rather low energy and low tension season finale. It's fine enough. It's definitely not a bad finale. It did have like a pretty important and big revelation about Pink Diamond and her faith, their faith, whatever. So it's kind of a good, actually, revelation there. I kind of do like that, even if it is a bit like, even if that really did miss quite a lot of tension there. Like, I don't know, everything seemed so obvious to me about this episode. Well, I do like the little twist that they had with Steven just floating off into space. That was a rather terrifying, maybe. Could have been a terrifying moment, although I was quite certain that, of course, he would be able to live. And it really somehow bothered me really quite a bit why they... How much air he was able to keep in that bubble. But that's just... I suppose, a plot contrivance that we have to deal with. And since we don't know how long he had to float in there, it's very, very feasible to believe that he only floated in the space there after kind of accepting that fate for even less than a minute, possibly. But yeah, it was certainly a pretty good moment there, if a bit rather silly more than anything, but still. As an idea, it's a pretty terrifying one. And yeah. I mean, it did bother me quite a bit why they had even air in the spaceship and the star in the moon base, but on retrospect thinking about it, as I said during the episode itself, it does make sense that they would bring air and have some respiratory systems there, mostly just so that they can create a medium through which they can talk. Although I suppose they should probably have some more advanced methods of communication rather than just vocal cords, but that's neither here nor there, nor is it really all that important. But yeah, now those 5 rubies are now just floating across space. That's also rather cruel for them. Yeah, I don't know. I do feel that the pacing was a bit off, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Why? Because it... There's something odd about the pacing in this episode? No, the previous episode in particular. Like, something about it just feels like it was off, but I can't exactly put my finger on what it was. Like, it really does feel like sometimes the show would do a lot better with more 20-minute long episodes, because then they would have more time to use for pacing and build up and just do more with that. Still, it's not a bad season finale. I mean, of course, I do wonder where exactly the season 4 will go, but it's not bad. It's not bad. And I, of course, did like the little amethyst trick there and literally becoming Jasper. That was pretty neat, as well as just that has a bit more implications to it, rather than just, you know, for plot reasons. So I do like that quite a bit. Just something about this just feels a bit off, but I don't know what. It's odd, really quite odd. Well, anyways, I'm gonna check the airing dates, like if the season 4 began immediately after this, because if it did, actually then this season finale is completely fine, because it's more of an interlude than anything else. So, yeah. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope to see you in the future. Have a great day. Stay awesome. Ganmu out. Thank you very much for watching.